What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and Frieza is an absolute savage. Welcome back, guys. Today we're going to be discussing mostly Gohan and a little bit of Frieza based on what happened in episode 22. Now, today's just going to be me, and it's been a while since I actually sat here on my own and talked about Dragon Ball Super, but I figured why not? Now, I'm briefly going to discuss Frieza, but mostly talk about Gohan in episode 22. And since we're talking about episode 22, then this is your one spoiler alert warning right now. If you have not seen episode 22 yet, just be aware that we're going to be discussing that. And by we, I mean myself and you guys. We as one. So let's talk about Frieza first. So Frieza, as I said, I've been wanting him to be as savage as possible ever since he was first revived in the movie back in April. And when he wasn't as much of a savage as he was on Planet Namek, I was kind of disappointed. I mean, he was an asshole, but he wasn't as much of an asshole as he could have been. Because remember, the real Frieza, the savage Frieza, he tortured people. He enslaved planets. He was like the most evil emperor in the entire universe. Like, that's how much of an asshole he was. And when he ended up coming back for like revenge, he was just a lot more softer, I should say. And when I saw this side of Frieza in Dragon Ball Super, it made me so happy as he fired every single blast that would go on. All I could do was just sit there and smile and just be like, yeah, that's my boy right there. It's really weird that I sat here and enjoyed him torture Gohan like that. But again, Frieza's my favorite villain, and when they brought out that side of him, I was just super excited. So yeah, it's cool to see what he's capable of right now, and I'm really excited and curious to know what's going to happen throughout the rest of the saga. I mean, I'm pretty sure the main story of Dragon Ball Super's Resurrection F arc is going to be essentially the same as the movie. We'll see Goku and Vegeta show up pretty soon. They're going to fight them, and then it'll ultimately lead to probably Goku killing Frieza. Hopefully it might be different, but the core story will be the same. Goku or Vegeta or both of them together will kill Frieza, and then the arc will be done. But for the most part, I'm hoping to see as many different changes and as much of a savage as Frieza can be throughout the rest of this arc, and I'm super excited for that part of the story to unfold. So before I start talking about Gohan, I want to know your thoughts about Frieza thus far. Also, did you guys notice how he recognized Goten and Trunks? I freaking called it. The second Gotenks defused and freaking I keep saying Gohan. Goten, he looked at Goten and was like, I know that boy. That's Kakarot's son. That's Goku's son. And they looked at Trunks and was like, wow, I recognize that face again. Like that made him so angry. And then when he started torturing Gohan, that was just awesome. Yeah, I want to see more of that. But again, let me know your thoughts on Frieza once again in the comment section below. Now, as far as Gohan, so Gohan to me has been a love-hate relationship. Like, Gohan was my favorite character at some point in the series, and then after the Buu saga, essentially, when he started becoming the scholar, researcher, this smart person, I started to like Gohan less and less. But then I started liking actually even more because I realized the thing that makes Gohan special is the fact that he's different. He's not like his father. He's not like Vegeta. He's not like the rest of the Z Warriors. He just wants to be a father right now. He wants to raise his daughter, and I've already learned to accept that. I've learned to accept that, and I'm okay with it now. But as I saw him getting tortured, there's one thing that all I could think about was, and that was the fact that I wish that Gohan realizes that him being a slacker, I should say, even though he's not really a slacker, but slacker in terms of, keeping up with his training, is actually a danger for the world. Because one day, Goku's not going to be there. Vegeta's not going to be there. There's going to be a point where Gohan is going to be the only last super powerful person left alive. And what happens when somebody arrives to Earth to threaten him? I mean, granted, I know you can probably say, well, Oob is supposed to take over after, Goku, after this time skip is done. I mean, that's the reason why Goku flies off with the Oob. But at the same time, you can't just rely on one person. And all I could think about Gohan as he was getting tortured was, I hope that he learns from this. I hope he learns from when freaking Piccolo almost dies. I don't know if he's dead or not. I mean, it looked like he just took a big shot. I doubt he's going to die. But him getting pretty much defeated by Frieza trying to save Gohan, I hope that Gohan has some kind of flashback or something, and two things happen. Number one, I want him to go into rage mode. I want Gohan to basically bust out the same rage that he had against Cell when he killed Android 16 and whoop his ass. I mean, granted, he has no chance against Frieza at all, but then again, he didn't have any chance against him either when he was on Planet Namek as well, and he basically gave Frieza the hands multiple times on Planet Namek as a kid. And I want the same thing to happen again, at least try. I mean, granted, I know Frieza's probably going to just bounce back and just whoop his ass like it's nothing, but at the same time, seeing Gohan get mad again, at least this one last time, if it's the last time it happens, I would love for that to happen. What do you guys think about that? Who here actually will be really, really excited if that actually happens in like episode 23 or 24 at some point in the next couple episodes of Dragon Ball Super's Resurrection F story arc? I would love for that to happen. Now, the second thing I want to happen is after this arc is done, I want Gohan to kind of sit down and realize, okay, you know, had I been keeping up my training, I could have been a much better use, more use, I should say. I could have been helping out my friends. They wouldn't be getting hurt so badly. And instead, I've been, you know, slacking. I don't even know what my gi is. I hope after the Resurrection F arc ends that Gohan realizes, oh, I need to be back on my game. I need to go train. I need to, you know, go figure out how to get into my hidden power again. Because even when he was fighting Frieza, he realizes, not even Frieza, I think when he was fighting Tagoma, he said to himself how he doesn't know if he can tap into his hidden power. And apparently the only reason he didn't use Super Saiyan from the start is because he can't maintain it that long. That's how badly he's been slacking. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, his body is so slender right now. He's lacking muscles, which kind of doesn't make sense to me because he spent a lot of his life, you know, training, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, he's literally a walking stick, I guess. But I want Gohan to get back on his training after Resurrection F ends, and hopefully, maybe, possibly, fingers crossed, without talking too much about the details of the Champa arc, I want him to participate in some way or another in the Champa arc outside of just being a comic book nerd, well, not comic book nerd, but the researcher, the scientist, whatever he wants to become. I want him to basically get back on his game and just give us back that Gohan that we saw originally as we were growing up. The one that fought Raditz, the one that fought Vegeta and Nappa, the one that fought on Planet Namek, the one that destroyed Cell, and even the one that came back and destroyed Super Buu like it was nothing. I want some kind of amazingly badass Gohan to come back at some point in the future. I keep discussing this because I love Gohan's character. He's great. And I really miss to see his rage moments in the future. But I'm hoping that maybe the way the Resurrection F arc is setting it up, I want him to realize that one day Goku's not going to be there, Vegeta won't be there, and when it comes down to it, if he's the only person left to basically protect the Earth, and he can't, I want him to realize that he needs to at least kind of focus on training on the side so he can be of use sometime in the future. How badass would that be in the Champa arc if he does end up participating in the you-know-what? The reason I'm saying you-know-what is because not everybody knows what happens next after Resurrection F, and I don't want to kind of spoil it. But if you've been reading the manga, you know exactly what I'm talking about. How awesome would it be if Gohan ends up participating in that after all? I mean, we know who is supposed to participate in this said event, but let's just say, you know, for some reason it doesn't work out as well, and Gohan does jump in. How badass would it be if he actually does, like, come back? Maybe he just jumps into, like, this magical room of spirit and time that Whis has and gets stronger or something. That would be so awesome to see. Now, before I end this video, I do want to talk about actually the Room of Spirit of Time, the Whis version as well, just briefly, just because it gave us a lot of insight of how Goku and Vegeta possibly achieved Super Saiyan Blue. So, to go back to the previous episode, in episode 21, Beerus actually orders it. Beerus orders Whis to send Goku and Vegeta into that place. Without specifying, Whis pulled out a staff, and next thing you know, Goku and Vegeta got drawn into this magical staff, and now they're in this room. And we briefly see them in kind of floating around. They can't move at all apparently. And all we know is that this room is there's a lot of pressure. It's hard to breathe, and there's a lot of God Ki floating around. And Vegeta's the first to notice it. But if you don't move, if you focus on not letting your ki leak, you can actually move in the room. And essentially, this is like a super duper mega version, God Ki version of the Room of Spirit of Time, otherwise known as the Hyperbolic Time Chamber. So it's actually cool to see. That is their big secret to becoming Super Saiyan Blues or Super Saiyan God Super Saiyans as they head into this fight against Frieza. So the question now is how long are they actually going to be in there? Is it going to be as long as it was, you know, the regular rate, what's like 1 day is a year, or what? Then again, they shouldn't even be that long, because technically, you know, Bulma sends her warning to Whis like around now, so they've probably only been in there for maybe a couple weeks, couple months or so, something like that, and definitely not a full day. But then again, we also don't know how much time translates in being in the room and how different it is. We just know that to move and train actually and to survive in there, you have to basically keep all your ki inside your body and not let it leak out. Otherwise, it's basically like super heavy ki straps strapped to your body, hold you down, essentially. That's how they end up getting so strong in such a short amount of time, which makes a lot of sense. Because the one thing that always bugged me about Resurrection F is here comes Goku and Vegeta months after the Beerus incident, and they're so much more powerful. They mastered the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan ability like it's nothing. That doesn't make any sense to me, and now it makes a lot of sense. It's because they were in that magical room. So it's cool to see that. And I'm hoping that room comes back. Maybe we'll get Piccolo to go inside our room in the future as we go into the Champa arc. Maybe we get, you know, Gohan as well. Maybe even Majin Buu. And the reason why I mentioned those characters specifically is because, again, Champa arc stuff that we're not going to really discuss, again, because I don't want to spoil it to people who aren't completely up to date. But if you are up to date, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I wonder if that rule will be more used in the future, because remember, they have 5 days to train prior to the said event that takes place after the Resurrection F arc. That event, that one. Yeah. So yeah. Anyways, I'm kind of like going off on a tangent right now, just talking about pretty much everything that's on episode 22. This is like my review 2.0 more in-depth one than it was the other day. But let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on everything I discussed here, the possibility of Gohan coming back and all the good stuff in the comment section below. And let's just see how the whole community feels about it. But yeah. Anyways, before I talk for another 8 hours, because I can literally talk about Gohan, Frieza, and the Resurrection arc for literally days. I mean, I technically do talk about it for days since it's the big topic on my YouTube channel right now. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video right here and just basically jump down to the comment section below right now to see what you guys think about everything I talked about. So yeah. Anyway, so my name is Rhymestyle. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, leave a like rating below, all the good stuff. Let me know your thoughts on Gohan, the possibility of maybe seeing him in the future and stuff like that. Frieza's savagery, and then also possibly the room of spirit and time, this magical one that Whis has that you can access anytime in the comment section below. And I guess we'll take it from there. So yeah. Anyways, as always, you guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I will see all y'all some amazing people in the comment section below. Peace.